Hi, I'm Bill Holcomb, and today I'm going to be demonstrating how to paint your first watercolor. You can download my sketch through the link in the description below, along with a list of materials used in this demonstration. So let's get painting. We start with a wash of Winsor yellow at the top of the painting, then come down just over halfway to a mixture of Winsor yellow and your red colour, which could be something like the Scarlet Lake. Just a tiny touch of that because it's very strong. And then whilst that's wet, we're doing wet in wet, coming in from the top with Winsor blue using a number 10 brush now, and just gradually letting that fade out so it's not so strong at the bottom. As you can see, much more of the lighter pigment is showing. Then we go to our flat brush and drop in a darker version, which is the Winsor blue and your red, to create some nice cloud shapes coming across. You've got much more control with this small flat brush, a quarter size, than you have with a rounded brush, and you have less pigment and water on the brush because it's smaller, and because it's flat you can shape the cloud much better. Then, as usual, mop up the edges with a tissue so you don't get creep back. That's dried and you can speed that process up with a hairdryer. So that distant hill there, we're going to just drop in a wash, very light wash, of the Winsor blue with a tiny touch of the light red. So as I mentioned, the light red is a very strong colour. And then leave it a little bit misty at the bottom. That always works good, especially in certain scenes. And please remember to like and subscribe, because if you do so, you'll get notified of future videos. And then, whilst that's wet in wet again, use something like a number 4 brush to lay in some little ridges on that distant hill there where it's covered in snow. And being careful to paint around the body of the fox at the top of it. And that's done. We've done the same on the other side with a closer area of land, and then we're just very easily dropping in branches, twigs of the trees on the left and coming in towards the middle of the painting. And I won't show every single one of those because that's laborious, but I'm showing you enough to get the general idea. So you draw the structure first with your paintbrush, and then you use the side brush technique to lay in some of the dying leaves. So it's an early snow, so we've had autumn, there's still plenty of leaves on the trees and the snow's falling. So early autumn. Then at the base of the trees you can lay some dead grasses and so forth, little bushy areas that are showing the winter colours. And here you could drop down to your number 2 brush, something like that. So a real small one, pointed, to get those shapes in. And you'll notice at the very base of the trees as well, the trunks, I've left some white as if snow has fallen and drifted up onto the base of the trees. Then you can do variation of shadows with your small brush and flat brush, and drop in a few fallen leaves near the tree area. Using that flat brush again, hopefully you got a quarter, but you could use a half, whichever one is the smaller, then you have more control but you'll be able to get by with either one. And bearing in mind that the fox is coming into this painting, we've made sure that we've got some shadow near the fox and some markings where the fox has been walking on the snow. And then, as usual, we were light at first, and then we've laid on darker washes on top of the light, and some fusing in has been going on. And we got some dead grasses, shrubs coming up through the snow again. And you can use a light red colour. It's quite weak, not too strong, not a colour that's so intense that it would jump at you, but is enough to tell the story. So we're making good progress. So we're on to the fox. So drawing the fox, like the rest of the painting, drawn with pencil, and then I'm just building it up. I'm using quite small brushes most of the time, say a number 2 here, and laying down variations of colours. If you study the foxes, you'll see that though they're called red foxes, they do have quite a nice variation in their fur. Some yellowy tinges, some browny tinges, red tinge, and these distinctive black legs. Very bushy tail as well. And so this one's good because it's got some action going on rather than just sitting in a field. It's movement as well. And crucially, you'll notice where I've placed the fox in the painting. You see I've got it coming into the painting, and it's not dead center. If it was dead center, then you'd have much less movement going on in the painting. Your eye would stop. But if we place it to the right there, coming in and not reaching the center, then you do have movement going on, which is much better for the feel of the painting. So that mixture of black is, as I've mentioned on previous occasions, the light red and the ultramarine. That makes a good mixture. There is some variation on the legs of the fox, which you can see, little bits of light brown and so forth, a little bit of red going on. So you can achieve that. And we're quite well through the painting now. This is, as I said, one of the beginners series. We have Paint Your First Watercolor. We have an autumn in this series, and now the snow. And they all use the same landscape setting, so that you can see the variations. And now I'm laying on fur on top of the underpainting to give the fur some more realism and more realistic feel. You can see how that's going on using a small brush. Please remember to like and subscribe to receive future videos. And as you can see, this is building up quite nicely now. Just have to do this in stages. Let things dry. You can speed up the process with a hairdryer, then continue. Here's the final painting that we're revealing. I know this is something that you can do. Please tackle it, follow my videos, and I'll see you next time.